Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Noel Zone. And we are here, and let's review Disney Doctor Who. Look at me, I'm gay now. Episode review, Rogue. So we're here to do the episode review. Well, the rest of the panel are here to do a review of Rogue. I am not reviewing this, but just before we came live, something in one of me chats. It's just not popping up. So it's relevant in the overall of what's going on with the series and the ratings. So official AI leaked amid BBC cover-up. I can neither confirm nor deny the veracity of the figures below. But these are the figures I found circulating online to be the AI figures the BBC has gone to extraordinary lengths to keep hidden from the public for the first time since New Who happened. Space Babies, 71. The Devil's Cord, 69. Boom, 74. 73 Yards, 77. Dot and Bubble, 72. And Rogue is 71. Whether they are true or not, they appear to be quite generous in circumstances and when aligned to their respective ratings. All fall below the 75 A+ achieved by the lowest rated episode ever, The Legend of the Sea Devils, with the exception of 73 Yards, which holds its own along Jodie's final season flux. It is arguable whether the contentious casting of Jinx Monsoon as Maestro secured Doctor Who the lowest AI in modern times, or whether it was down to impromptu musical number or both. So just to refresh, the AI apparently is 71 for the Space Babies, 69 for the Devil's Cord, 74 for Boom, 77 for 73 Yards, Dot and Bubble 72, and Rogue 71. Now, just to give you a bit of perspective, Doctor Who, up until the Jodie Whittaker era, I don't think, or I believe, under New Who went under 80. Right? It's been kind of consistent between the 80 and whatever mark, right? But this is low. This is disastrous. And it is funny because the AI normally comes out, and they have been withholding the AI. And you've got to ask yourself as well, why are they withholding the AI? Well, it's obvious. It's a pile of shite. And if you see what happened, in the latest episode, well, that AI is just going to drop further. It's as simple as that. Of course, we got Mr. TARDIS reviews going around calling people Nazis because, he doesn't like their opinions on the episode. Listen, we know you've sold out, and the only time that you get decent views on your channel now is by calling fans white supremacists and Nazis. Well, I've seen this rhetoric from other people out there that run YouTube channels as well. I don't know who the hell you think you are, right? You might have sold out, all right? But the rest of us can see what's happening here. When you can spin the ratings all you want and call fans all the names that you want, the bottom line is that this era of RTD is going to be the worst in the show's history, right? It's going to be the worst in the show's history, ratings-wise. So don't even go there. Don't even go there, right? The bottom line is he's fouled the ball, right? And to add on to it, he did something with the Doctor's character, which he should never have done, right? And before everybody starts having a go, you're all homophobic, we haven't got a problem with LGBT characters in Doctor Who. We never have. All we're just saying is that the Doctor ain't gay or he ain't bisexual, right? That's it, right? So I'm not reviewing this. I refuse to review it until this starts resembling Doctor Who. But I'll let the panel talk about it. But that's the AI. That's the situation. That's the alleged leak, and they've been keeping the AI from people. So I well believe it. I'd even say it's probably lower because your man has actually made it. It seems to be very generous in relation to the ratings. I agree. I actually think it's worse. So there you go. Can't believe this season is worse than Sylvester McCoy's first season. Listen, I don't think anybody expected Doctor Who to be as bad as it was in the 80s. But here you go, 2024. We are officially here. Now, I don't know what's happening to me other panelists. There is one here. Oh, there's another beep. That's Cinnamon. I know Matt Pot is coming on, but I've just told him now because I said I'd send him the link. I've just told him now that I'm actually sending him an email instead. But he'll be here, I say, around the 7 o'clock mark. Anyway, I just wanted to go a bit early because I got those AI figures in the chat. And thanks to the Thing King, Cinnamon's in the chat with us as well, so he probably seen them as well. But the bottom line is this, guys. You know, this is not getting any better. And I just want to make one more point on the whole kiss. Right? This is the only thing I'm going to talk about, right? Right? He's opened the door, right? Science, but this is it now. He's going to be all out. He's going to be looking for this rogue fella. His heart's going to be broken. All of this bullshit. I'm sorry, like, you know, I don't like Bridgerton episodes anyway. I didn't really like this, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, that kiss, don't care. I don't care, Mr. Tartan. Do you know what? If you call me homophobic, I don't give a shit, right? I actually don't give a shit. Do you know what? If that's what you think I am or what fans are for not liking this kiss, then that's fine, fair enough. And the fact that you brought race into it and you didn't realize that David Tennant's doctor actually kissed Martha Jones when you brought up it was the first interracial kiss. No, it wasn't. You don't even know your own history. This is a man that actually claimed that he watched Classic Who and did reviews on it, but turned out that he didn't actually watch the episodes or the stories in question. Right? He was using feedback from other people to do his reviews. He wasn't actually watching the stories in question. Right? And he admitted that. And he got away with that. Right? So, you know, the bottom line is nobody listening to that swap anyway, but the like it or not is the final nail in the coffin now. And by the way, RTD has admitted that he was brought back to write Doctor Who for people under 30. Okay, so basically fans like me that don't give a shit about fans like me. It's not for fans like me. So I don't know what BBC was playing at either. I don't know what you Muppets are playing at BBC. Why you thought that Doctor Who needed to pander to a fucking generation of people who are degenerates and absolute fucking idiotic, right? Believe that people can change genders and the fucking sky. If you told them the sky is blue, right, and it's fact in front of their face, right, they'd lie. If they thought it was something else, they'd literally say it to you, even though the facts are there, right? So you've destroyed this show on the altar of these fucking degenerates, right? And you deserve it. It deserves it. Do you know what? Bottom line is, I hope this show crashes and burns. Season 3 is up in the air, by the way. RTD has confirmed it hasn't been commissioned either. Best thing that can happen is Disney pull the plug. So if any Disney executive is listening to me, I beg you, please, pull the fucking plug. Pull it. Right? Do the fucking right thing. Pull your money out and tell them you're done. Right? Because this show needs to die now. Right? There's no point of hoping that season 2 he course corrects. Right? This show is dead and buried and there's no coming back from it. Right? This show needs to be rested now so people can forget the absolute shit show that this season and all of Chibnall's era, right? They need to forget it and forget that that exists. So we need time. So pull the fucking plug and do the right fucking thing. Right? It's done. Right? You've got your Dr. Queer and you've got your gay wars. Right? That's what they're doing on Disney. Right? That's your level of entertainment. Right? No, actually, I wouldn't even call it an entertainment. It's indoctrination. They're not even attempting to entertain you. Right? You sprinkle in the odd breadcrumb. Oh, yeah, because fans are so fucking fickle. Anyway, I'm going to shut up because I'll go too far and get banned from YouTube. I can't even monetize this stream, by the way, because all of a sudden YouTube want me to verify that it's fucking me. So I don't even know if we're on. Are we on YouTube? We're on YouTube anyway. This is a free shot because it's not monetized, so I can say whatever the fuck I want. And I will. Right? You can have his Dr. Gay, Dr. Queer, whatever you want to call it. You can have it. Right? I don't want that show, right, representing fans. Right? It's full of degenerates. Right? Degenerates run the show, degenerates are in the show, and degenerates watch the fucking show. So pull the fucking plug before you lose. Well, you've already lost millions. You're gonna lose more money anyway. I mean, there's no way that Disney or Russia on that platform, and with the money that they spent, they've actually made a profit. They're not making no profit on this show. So yeah, he's writing for season 3. He's on the 4th episode. Well, let's be honest, RTD. If that's your best that you gave us, 73 yards was supposed to be our best. I don't want to see your 3rd season, to be quite honest with you. You can go and fucking swivel on it. Go and take holiday. You're not good enough. You're not a sci-fi writer. We need sci-fi writers now. We don't want your drama activist writers, soap writers, fucking woke writers, right? We need sci-fi writers. I'm done. Anyway, how come all of a sudden I've got these loads of... I've got loads of fucking messages. What's going on here? Right, so PD won't be here tonight. I should have checked sooner, but he always lets me know anyway. But yeah, he let me know on fucking Tuesday. So yeah, I don't really check my Facebook anymore. Do you know what I mean? I'm sick of that app as well. I just kind of use it to post my videos up now. Let's see. Right, nothing too important that's going to interfere with this. Right, let's bring on our panelist. I'll just let Matt. Just remind Matt. Again, we probably did. Well, get a rest. Anyway, let's bring on our 2 panelists that are here available this week. Obviously, hopefully, Matt comes in and poor PD, he's working. So we'll wish him the best. But just one more thing. I actually forgot. I shouldn't have started off on a rant, actually. So Clobbering Times, a lot of you know, I've been on his channel. He's been here. Clobbering Times is in hospital. He took a heart attack and he fell. He was in ICU. He only woke up now, apparently yesterday, but it's still touch and go, apparently. His family have set up a GoFundMe page as well. So when I can actually get into the link description, because it's telling me I have to wait 6 hours now to verify my account. It's ridiculous, and I already verified, YouTube and Google. But anyway, once I do, I'll put that GoFundMe in the link description. They're obviously, optimistic, but they are prepared for the worst, apparently. So that's Clobbering Times. He's been on here plenty of times, and he's been one of the few streamers actually out there that's had me on his channel multiple times and doesn't mind actually bringing me on for a laugh. So and his family in this difficult period, but the good news is that he did wake up, so that's a good sign. So he is a fighter, so we're all praying for you, mate, and can't wait to have another. You better get your arse into gear and get it, because want to be able to do that stream with you, because I do love and do enjoy doing those streams with him. So yeah, just thought I should have actually started with that, but sorry, yourself, Doctor Who's a pain in the ass, but there you go. Anyway, let's bring on our guests without any further ado, because we'll be leaving around 7:15, so that'll give us about 45 minutes to talk about what we need to talk about, and then off we go. Anyway, we've got the one and only Queen Charlotte joining us.
Hello, everybody.
And of course, she doesn't have our sidekick this week, which is normally PD. But she does have Cinnamon's House joining her. And there's always a delay on Cinnamon's side.
You have to deal with me instead.
And of course, the panel wouldn't be complete now for these watch-alongs if we didn't have Matt Pott with us as well.
Hello.
Hello, Matt.
Hello, Charlotte. Hello, Cinnamon. Hello, Noel.
Hello. Right, guys, let's... I actually don't know where to start with this one. So, Charlotte, I'll let you, as you did last week, because I think once you started, then everybody got into their stride. I just can't put the words together right now. But
yeah.
What were your initial thoughts, or what were your thoughts on Doctor Who Rogue?
Right, I will start with the two positives. And then there's so many issues.
Hold on. You've actually got positives?
Yeah, but no, listen. They're nothing to do with the actual plot. I actually think Jonathan Groff, as an actor, was probably some of the best acting in this whole episode by far for me. He outshone the main cast of Ncuti. He outshone Millie. He outshone pretty much everybody else for me. He had a really thin character, and that's going to be my issues when I get into my issues. But I think as an actor, he did the best he did with that terrible script. And then I thought the idea of the aliens wasn't too bad, of them being shapeshifters and getting into groups and societies and playing almost. But once again, you got more into the plot, it fell apart. So those are my two positives, like I said. But then the absolute plethora of issues I'll happily get into now. One, Ncuti forgot about Millie. The Doctor forgot about their companion this episode.
Mm-hmm.
It was like watching a Jodie episode again, where she would let her companions toddle off and nearly get killed. And she wouldn't care. She wouldn't think about them. She wouldn't check in with them. And then it was even worse because they put that scene of him literally promising the mum, I'll look after her. Oh, I'm sorry, Doctor, you needed to add a bit there. I'll look after her unless a good-looking bloke happens to come across my way, and then I'll completely forget she exists. Which is what he did. And that's a real core thing of the Doctor, that they care and that they really sort of look after their companions. I didn't think she was dead at any point in this episode, but I literally had the moment of, Ncuti, you deserve everything you're getting now, because your Doctor was completely imbecilic when it came to her with this episode. She probably should have got killed this episode, to be honest. It was a fluke she didn't. And that was a lot of Ncuti's Doctor's fault. What, as some people predicted, Our second historical episode, the race didn't get brought up once. And it's like, you've had 2 historicals now, Russell. These are the episodes that it should have got some mention, or it should have been an issue for him, and it's not. And for me, that means you are picking and choosing when the race card is relevant, which I think is terrible. You need to be consistent. If you're going to have a non-white doctor, when he goes in the past, it should actually make his life hard. It should actually have almost a extra sense of danger about him when he goes in the past. That history's not been kind in certain places to non-white people. Let's put it that way. Historically, he should have people either being really upset with him or wanting to probably put him in danger and all sorts of things. And it wasn't brought up once, this episode. And then the Doctor in the past has done this thing of, oh, wink, wink, like we're riffing on a theme here. We had it with Shakespeare Code, when you had Shakespeare. So you had the idea of actually the historical thing of there was a hidden Shakespeare play or lost play which never got published. So it was that idea of, oh, this is why this play never got put out. You also had the fun of witches, considering Macbeth and all the stuff Shakespeare's famous for. You had him and the Doctor. You had the Doctor saying famous quotes that he hadn't written yet. And the Doctor having to say, oh, you can't have that one. Like, that was a fun little thing in that episode. So it used fully the fact that you had Shakespeare in the episode. Also, I can cite other examples. The Unquiet Dead. Charles Dickens, what's he famous for? Ghosts, because of A Christmas Carol. You had literally Charles Dickens with ghosts. So it was playing with that idea. You had Agatha Christie in The Unicorn and the Wasp, actually being a murder mystery, considering what she wrote. And the creature even was copying some of her book tropes in the murders. Bridgerton was not used at all as a proper story device here. It was just used so Millie could go, oh, this is so Bridgerton. When that was the only use for the Bridgerton backdrop here. And that the aliens were fans. Like I said, I like the idea of them being shapeshifters. But I'm not going to lie, as soon as that bit of dialogue got uttered, I was just like, okay, we're back to stupid land. We're back to ridiculous. We're back to I can't believe this for a minute. That a whole race would try and recreate Bridgerton. And and it was just like, oh, like, okay. But that was the other, like I said, the main bit was you did nothing with the concept of Regency, of Bridgerton as being clearly this different version of Regency, this more modern take on Regency. You could have played with that. Like I said, I know all those other examples I cited of Doctor Who playing with these sort of concepts it clearly has in the episode. So I just got bored by the Bridgerton stuff because they didn't do anything with it. And then Ncuti, from my praise of his acting last week, I couldn't stand his acting in this episode.
No.
It was like he got told, whoever told him, or his decision, I don't know. Okay, Ncuti, do you know how you've shown bits of seriousness and bits of actual anger? Just take that all away and be the most camp, chewing the scenery, ridiculous acting possible. Like, there was literally bits when I was rolling my eyes
all
at
the
his
way
acting. Up. Yeah, it was like he was
the camp meter up by 10.
Yes, Ncuti's acting was like that. So the acting of Ncuti, I was just like, Ncuti, what you're playing at? It's like, and then he was written like an idiot in bits of this script, his Doctor. The fact that he just walked into Rogue's ship and walked into a trap and didn't realise it, and the fact how
he has form for that though, Charlotte.
Sorry, I know, but
he does have form for that.
He does have form, but it was how easily Rogue got him like in that position. That's more that I was like, Okay.
You bring up an interesting point, right? You bring up an interesting point, though, because you know you are right, absolutely spot on. How did he not know? And I'll tell you why he didn't know, because he was thinking of getting it off the man road.
Yeah, I'm going to get to.
That's why he was complacent with Millie and lost fucking Ruby, right? Because he was thinking of his sexual gratification rather than fucking thinking about what's going on around him.
Yeah.
But
And
thanks,
this is the other
RTD, it was a great lesson to the kiddies, isn't it?
Yeah, like this is the other part of the Doctor's writing for me. You had Shooty acting camp and being over the top and being up here, like you said. And then you got the Doctor written as a lustful character. And that was the description I would use for the writing here. The fact that the Doctor, and I said this before when Shooty started to say in interviews he's going to be flirty, I was like, no. The Doctor is set in modern Who more than classic, because it never really came into the equation in classic romance and falling in love and all that. It was a more modern thing in Who. But they set it up quite nicely and really powerfully, I thought, in New Who. That because of the Doctor's lifespan, because of regeneration and all of that, he's really cautious and careful with how he falls in love. And if he does, he said to Rose, you will wither and die, and I'll still be here. So romance is a really charged topic, and it's a thing that means a lot to the Doctor. He's really careful. That's more what I think New Who was set up. For Shooty, just to look at this bloke across the way and then follow him around and be head over heels for him instantly, when he doesn't know anything about him. He literally says at the end of the episode, I didn't know his name. But we're meant to buy this romance, this tragic thing near the end, which is stupid. But it's the fact that he was, like I said, he was lustful. He was just following him around, like you said, because he was a good-looking guy. There was nothing else. It was all surface level. And the thing is, because the rest of the script was so thin, it was clear the only thing the writers cared about was this so-called romance. But they had what romance? They had no chemistry on screen for me, the two actors. And like I said, what did Shooty see in him beyond the looks? What did Rogue see in the Doctor? There wasn't enough interactions or any way or anything to build up any sort of romance, let alone this tragic sort of, he's going to lose him at the end and he needs to find him. And it was just like, this episode hangs on this romance and you've done nothing with it. And it's really thin, like I said. And I think that's more actually offensive, that for your so-called big moment with this Doctor of him falling in love, it's just like surface level, he's good looking. Like I said, that's it. I literally can't tell you what else is in this so-called relationship, because it just didn't work. And like you said, it was so clear that right in this episode, they probably had the kiss scene first in their head, and then they work backwards, and they're not good enough writers, these two that were writing it, to build up enough to that moment. They just wanted to have their moment of the Doctor kissing another bloke. That's what this episode screamed of to me. So yeah, like, those are my main issues. There's probably plenty more, but those are the ones I will stay at the moment. Yes, this incarnation is shallow, Legend. That's a good way to describe him as well, the way he's written.
Absolutely. Matt, what are your opinions on this shit show that is called Doctor Who?
Well, it's in Doctor Who name only, isn't it? Look, Doctor Who is dead. It's dead. As far as I'm concerned, it's dead. And as soon as they get this trash off the screens, the better. As far as I'm concerned, it's jumped the shark to the point where there's no return. You can't, it's gone. It's gone. As soon as all this, the gyrating in the freaking ship. I've got no positives, by the way, Noel. But look, the gyrating in the Kylie Minogue song in the freaking
that
ship.
I cringed so hard.
And he just looked like he was really getting off on it. And I was just like, seriously? And kids are watching this, And I'm thinking, oh, this can't get any worse. But I was wrong. So it's pretty much, it reminded me of two guys, and you can tell that Shooty literally goes up to him, just to flirt and to try and get in his knickers. That's by the by, but that's what you can see. And so they talk for like 2 minutes, then they go, "You want to come back to my ship?" "Yeah, let's go back to your ship," And so they end up going back to their ship like the old gay people used to do in the 60s and 70s in the toilets, and they go and yaffle in his ship, and then he goes, "Oh, your ship's a bit dirty. You want to come back to my cleaner place?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll come back to your cleaner place." So they go back to the TARDIS, and then they almost jump each other's bones as soon as they get in there. For goodness sake, And it's like, what? How much of a span is that? 10 minutes?
And also, Matt, for half of that, he was trying to kill the Doctor as well.
Was he, though? That's the thing, because I never felt any danger in that whatsoever, because I was like, well, oh, God, don't even get me started on those whole faces thing when they were trying to scan the... Far out. I mean, God. I mean, when I saw Jodie come up, at first I thought it was William Hartnell. If you actually see that, I thought, oh, there's William Hartnell, and then I was like, oh no, it's the other one. And then it's because I see the real William Hartnell show up, and then I'm like, I have to rewind that, make sure it's not Richard E. Grant. Oh, it's Richard E. Grant. Great. So I'm like, how does this? And I'm like, no, I'm not even gonna go there. And then, I see the insert doctor, and I see all these other doctors that are out of whack, and it was just awful. But anyway, getting back to Shooty and his wonderful acting, which is terrible. I was really disappointed in Millie's acting in this one. I just felt she was the dumb blonde in this. She's probably been She's been the one that I've watched the most and been enjoying.
Well, we said last week she was the most outstanding.
Yeah.
We said she was the most, so far, she was the highlight of the series. But that episode, you're absolutely right. She was a headless chicken. And then that whole scene with the earring. So now all you have to do is fight aliens, is hang on your earring now, and you start fighting like a fucking... like
battle mode. And you know what, Noel? That'll never ever come up again in the series.
Exactly.
I wouldn't give RTD that much credit. But anyway, so yeah, look, I never bought the relationship with the Doctor and that, because it just seemed like he was promiscuous. And that's not the Doctor to me, so not the Doctor. And I felt like I was watching gay fantasy porn, I'm sorry to say. And it doesn't interest me in the slightest. And that's why I was like, I noped out. I was like, no, I'm done. I'm not watching this anymore. Though I'm going to watch the last 2 episodes. Because I promised myself that I would give it the whole chance. No matter what they tried to serve up to me, and what they've served up to me, I'm amazed that I haven't thrown it all up, to be honest. And so I'm going to continue watching, but I'm going to be really, really on tenterhooks to see what they're going to. I mean, I can't see it getting any worse. It's funny, but I say that now. But I say that now, but I know that it will get
Matt, we made that worse every time. That's the thing. When we think it can't get any worse, then the next week we believe, come on, and we're back that it's gotten worse.
It's
I don't
crazy
know
because you
anymore.
know I've been called I've been called a homophobe so many times this week, and I've been stalked, and I've been people have contacted my other people that I know and have asked them to cancel me and stuff like that because of the fact that I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch two men kissing. It's not what I put on Doctor Who. And you can't say, okay, oh yeah, look, he's kissed before, man. You never had a problem with that. He never ever reciprocated. Ever. The Doctor has been kissed multiple times by mostly women, but you got to think, even Peter Davison was kissed by a woman, and you know, and he never ever reciprocated.
He doesn't go looking for it, does he, Matt? That's a different shoot. He was clearly
he was
looking for it and
promiscuous.
was going for it, yeah.
He was like what you would think was a stereotypical promiscuous gay person. That, you know, they've been, that the people that are real homophobes say that they are. I mean, my God, what the hell are they thinking? What the hell was RTD thinking? Obviously, I know what RTD was thinking because this is like his gay fantasy. It is, without doubt. And look, when I don't care about anyone's sexuality, I really, really don't. But when you're going to try and bring that into a character that has been on for 60 odd years or whatever, and you know, and you hear all these YouTubers and that saying, oh, he's the gay doctor and that, I felt that was extremely unfair. I really, really did. But now that this episode has come out, they were right. They were
Well, he's
completely
gay now.
right. Well,
He's
yeah,
gay now.
he is. He's not even, you know, he's not even just like on the fence, is he? He's just he's just gone to that side and that's it. And it's like, this is not what I watch Doctor Who for, and this is not what I watch actual TV programs for. I remember watching Game of Thrones and seeing it in Game of Thrones, and I was like, ugh, you know? I'm sorry, I'm a straight man. This doesn't interest me. It pulls me out of the whole show, you know? And so, yeah, no, it's an absolute abomination. If I could, you know what, I felt like, how many of these would I rather burn to a crisp and have some original Doctor Who's back from the William Hartnell and Patrick Troughton? And I was actually thinking that. I was like, I would give anything to have those episodes back, to have this dross on TV. And I'm embarrassed. I'm extremely embarrassed to be a Doctor Who fan right now. That this is the way it's gone. And I just, yeah, I'm really, really sad about it. And, you know, once this is over, I am never going back to Doctor Who. Even if it came back with a brand new cast and everything like that. They've crossed that bridge, Noel. They've crossed that bridge, and they've burnt the bridge. And as far as I'm concerned, this is it. You've broken every single... Russell T Davies, not Shooty, but I'm putting the blame on Russell T Davies. He has taken the Doctor Who rule book, every single rule. Chibnall never even crossed to that point. He tried, but he didn't get there. He just gave up just at that last minute. But now he has taken that rule book and gone, what else is in the Doctor Who? What sort of Doctor Who canon have we got that hasn't been touched yet? And he has literally gone to the very last page, ripped it out and tore it up and gone, right, now he's gay now. And he's gay now. And, you know, it doesn't interest me anymore. To me, Doctor Who was always asexual. John Pertwee once said he is an asexual character. He never has relationships. I could see that, and that's why I'd always worked as an older gentleman anyway. But yeah, no, I'm done, Noel. As soon as I finish with these 2 episodes, which I'm not looking forward to, by the way, I'm packing up my Doctor Who stuff, and I'm never watching it again. And the fact
Wow.
also is, apparently, the fact of the matter is that, I mean, there'll always be Classic, but you know what? I think I might give Classic a bit of a break for a while. But yeah, no, this is it for me. You know me. I gave up on I didn't even watch the Jodie Whittaker era entirely. You know, I gave this one a chance, and it has just totally thrown everything away. And yeah, I mean, I didn't expect a retcon of anything, and that I just expected it to just continue and hopefully, you know, forget about it like every other Doctor Who, you know, era. You know, but they never did. And it's just continued into a shit show. And I'm done. This is it.
Right, I'll read this super chat first before we get on to Cinnamon's opinion on it. But the Legend of the Travelling TARDIS, a $5 super chat says, am I the only one that's still turned off 9F, the idea of Shooty's Doctor twerking to save the universe? I still haven't watched anything before the 60th. You probably saved yourself a heartache. I don't know, but if you're listening to other people, I think everybody knows where this has gone. But we'll get Cinnamon now to give his opinion, because as I said, we've gone to the 45-minute mark, so I'm leaving in an hour. Like Matt, I just got to the stage where I'm just disenfranchised now with this show. Again, like him, I don't really care what happens in the part 2 finale, but I'll watch it. And I'm actually searching for the first time, debating whether I'll actually tune in for the next season. I might actually pack it all in, to be quite honest.
Can you imagine how many viewers have actually left now because of that?
Oh, the viewing figures are going to be fascinating.
What's left of all the people that have given him the benefit of the doubt over and over and over again? And you wait and see. This is gonna bite him.
No, that's gone now. That is definitely gone now. That goodwill is gone. That's gone. That's disappeared now. He's fucked. Anyway, Cinnamon, go ahead, because let us know what you thought of the story. Are you just as... Are you actually speechless for the first time? Are you actually speechless?
What is there to say? Goodness me. I've just been
enjoyed this episode, Noel.
I've just been sat here quietly brooding. You've probably been seeing me like a dog with a smacked ass. God, it's just... do you know when people say that Russell's a changed man, and say, oh, he's not the same person that he was 20, 15 years ago? Well, he's not the same person not even a year or two ago, let alone 15, 20 years, because 5 minutes ago he was criticising the writers of Loki. Now, not even maybe 2 years on, we're now sat here talking about an episode of Doctor Who which was written by the same people. So funny how life turns out, isn't it? I mean, everything. I mean, the benefit of being the last one to speak is that you have the time to gather your thoughts. I'd have thought, but again, even then, I'm still a little bit lost for words. And again, I feel let down because I've been the one that's been praising Shooty. I think I've probably been his biggest offender, I think, amongst our community. And I think I've even said on maybe this stream, well, not stream, this channel, or maybe the Sense Sphere, elsewhere, what have you, that I always praised him because I always said, everyone calls him the gay doctor. And apart from, if you didn't know who Shooty was, like, again, my dad doesn't really know who he was, but as soon as he saw the episode, he was like, is he gay? And it's like, yeah, obviously, if you were to watch it for the first time, you could probably tell, is he a bit, yeah, he is. But I always thought, in terms of the actual episode itself, Was he full on? Okay, was he a bit camp? Was he a bit out there? Yeah, but was he full on? Was he the gay doctor that was he was being labelled with? Up until this point, I would say no. Up till Rogue, because in this episode, it's not even so much on Ncuti's acting, because again, it's such a nuanced thing, because I don't have a one size answer to describe it all. I don't sit there and go, "Oh, it's bad." It's just bad. It's weird because there's some bits of it that I can understand or even like, but then there's some bits that I don't. Because again, with stuff the Kylie Minogue thing, I giggled at that a little bit. That didn't annoy me. But again, like I said, there are other parts that I weren't happy with. So if it sounds like I'm contradicting myself, I probably am a little bit, but I'm trying to get it off in the best way that I can explain it. It's a very nuanced thing. It's a very weird, because again, the writing, Ncuti, or the Doctor really, is an aggressive, predatory. I think it was being described as just aggressively flirting, aggressively lusting, seeking out this guy. Again, like Charlotte said, for no more reason than just a surface level. Oh, he's a bit fit, isn't he? Oh, he's all right. Not that. It's not even like. Again, even in the girl in the fireplace. I mean, you'd think he wouldn't because she was a child. But like when he met her when she was older, he didn't go, "Poor, you're looking good, aren't you? Oh, you suit that dress." You've got nothing but him making constant remarks about, "Oh, you look good in that jacket. Oh, look at me, I've got psychic paper that says you're hot. Are you saying I'm hot or you're hot? Which is it, Doctor?" You've got him saying attractive and so attractive when he's about to dance with him. Oh, so goodness me. Was I thinking about anything else? Gyrate in front of him. Again, this is what I mean. I thought that was fine. But when you look at it in terms of what it's trying to do, it's not fine.
What's it trying to do?
Well, gyrating, showing off, teasing. He's basically playing with him the entire episode. He's doing nothing but trying to. Again, even when he's going to his death, I'm not surprised he fell into that trap. He's too bothered, trying to win this
So he's
guy's
doing a
heart.
mating dance.
Just, and I even like. I saw people saying, "Oh, he left Ruby," and I thought, "Well, did he?" Because obviously, when he left her, I'm getting to that bit. But when he left her, at that point, it was fine. He didn't suspect anything was wrong. But then, when he realised something was wrong and there was danger, he didn't make a special effort to run back, did he? So although it was fine to leave her in the first place, okay, you have your phone, I'll do whatever, and then we'll meet back here at whatever time. That's fine. But once he goes off and starts going, "Oh, my ship's bigger than yours," and we have our own little date, and then when you finally clock on that, oh, there's these creatures that are about, they're doing God knows what, people are in danger. Oh yeah, let's not make haste or anything to get back to Ruby, because just in case, let's just leave her, because where me and you are gonna have a big conversation about who we lost. It's just weird because it wasn't recognizable as the Doctor, which again I find disappointing. Like for you, I'm sure you maybe feel a bit annoyed, or maybe at this point you're past caring. But like for me, I actually do feel let down because I'm the one that's been praising it up, bigging it up, defending him within reason. And then again, you get episodes like this where you go, "Well, that's not very Doctor-like, is it?" And I get Russell didn't write the episode, but how he can sit there and write and sign that off as I mean, he's obviously he's probably seeing it through his rose-tinted glasses. Oh, it's a Q-Word romance, which is another issue I have a problem with, because it's not. Because again, I think Charlotte is probably onto something there. I think that was the main focus. I mean, it's clearly the main focus. You can see it watching it. Every single scene, it's a constant Ncuti giving a glance or whatever. But when you watch Doctor Who Unleashed, which is usually where, if I was going to say it, if anything was woke, that'd be probably where it's at. That's usually, as soon as you watch, I think the past couple of Unleashed, as soon as you watch it, they go straight in with the message. Again, as soon as I watched the Dot and Bubble Unleashed, back straight away they brought up the race element. That was the first topic of conversation that was mentioned. And again, in this, the first topic of conversation was the gay kiss, and one of the writers, don't know which one was which, but the funny looking one, she said, "Oh, I want to have a Q-word romance." I got, why that word? And it struck a chord. Why we chose that word? Why can't you say gay romance? Why does it have to be that word? It's a very politically charged word, I would say, in this day and age. Because being that word, the Q word, that could be anything these days, and everything's just thrown into that pot and mixed in. So again, it's funny that they couldn't call it a gay romance, which again, and that's the thing. The fact that he was kissing a bloke wasn't even on my list of problems. It didn't, but it did bother me. And it did bother me. Again, that contradiction bit I mentioned. You know, I don't mind slightly romantic storylines to a degree. Again, I love The Girl in the Fireplace. I think a lot of people really like that episode. But at least in that episode, you haven't got the Doctor lusting after, you know, Madame de Pompadour. And a good thing he wouldn't, because that would have looked really problematic if he knew this person since she was a child, and then he's kind of making comments like that all the time. You know, it's clearly established in that episode that he has got a good connection with. Was it Lorette? Whatever the real name was.
Renee, wasn't she? When she was a girl, Renette?
Yeah. You know, it's obvious that he had a good rapport with her, and you know, he said, "Oh, we'll take the slow path with you," and all that. That bit I get, because he never sits there and go, "Oh, I love you," and he never goes out his way to kiss her. The only
she kisses him.
That leads me to my point.
As most of the majority is, you know.
Yeah, and again, the only slightly bit from him is when he goes, "Oh, I snugged Madame de Pompadour," and you know, he kind of laughs to himself. But that was it. Like I say, she's the one that's making all the moves. And again, even with the Rose stuff, again, the whole 10 and Rose, that was all very controversial. People still talk about that to this day. You know, again, it was all coming from her. She was the one that was kissing him. She was the one that was saying, "Oh, I love you," and on the beach. And you know, obviously, he just the Meta Crisis Doctor whispers it in her ear, but again, it's the real Doctor never says it outrightly. And that's the point. Like, they've tread water there, and again, that one was quite treading water. It's a pretty contentious, controversial thing. But again, you never got the idea that Tem was like, again, lusting after her. Or again, if Rose never made those advances or never made it obvious, again, those little moments that again in School Reunion where Mickey said, "Oh, can I come?" and then you can see on her face like, "Oh, well, you're cramping my style," you know. If it wasn't coming from her, the 10th Doctor wouldn't be as bothered. He wouldn't even notice. I mean, we saw how he was with Martha as well. Again, the interracial kiss that Noel mentioned. I mean, you know, again, Rose and Mickey were a couple. No one ever batted an eyelid at that, and probably the times that they shared a kiss as well. No one ever said anything about that. Funny how people miss that, but yeah, it's just again all of that because I always try to be balanced because I just knew that if I was to go really heavy on the Ncuti and the Rogue kiss, I just knew that there was to be some idiot out there like, "Well, you didn't mind it when, you know, again, Captain Jack and the 9th Doctor or the 10th Doctor and Madame de Pompadour." Well, that's all right, but because we all know that's been making the rounds, because we all know that's how these social media works. If you say one thing, everyone just rushes in to try and correct you. So let's tackle those, shall we? So okay, so we've got Madame de Pompadour. Well, we've already explained that one. That wasn't reciprocated, like Matt was mentioning earlier. That was really all coming from her. She was the one that fancied him. He just sort of really went along with it. But again, what was the other one I just mentioned? Someone remind me?
9 and Jack, which is even more funny.
9 and Jack.
Yeah.
There you go. 9 and Jack. That's especially a good one because again, the context was massively different. Massively different context. At that point, they didn't know if they were going to survive. They were fighting the Daleks. They were probably going to go to their death. So Captain Jack, as a sort of in a respectful, you know, a bit of it in his own way, instead of just saying goodbye, a quick kiss. He did it with Rose and he did it with the Doctor. It wasn't sexual. It wasn't, "Oh, we're going to have a nice evening when we get past this." It wasn't, you know, some deep love kiss. It was completely different context. It was more about respect. It was more like, a bit like imagine a salute, but in Captain Jack's own little way. It wasn't intimate. Again, he didn't kiss him back. He didn't see the 9th Doctor grab him around the neck like you do with Ncuti and Rogue. Again, and that's the bit I keep driving home because there is context. There's different kinds of ways of expressing a kiss. Again, I have a family. We all have a family. I'm sure we've all kissed our mothers. Does that mean we want to take it anything further? There's a different type of kiss, one that you'd have with your spouse, your partner, to that of a family member. There's different levels. And the 9th Doctor and the 10th.
You don't tongue your family member. That's one of the rules.
Yeah, there's a clear distinction between that kiss. Again, it was not even remotely. Again, 15 and Rogue, that was a pure snog. That was pure. Again, that was full on. You saw them. You grabbed him around the back of the neck, pulled him in. He didn't push away. Again, going back to Madame de Pompadour, you see when she kisses him, she pushes him up against the fireplace. He doesn't know where to put himself. That's usually how the 11th Doctor, the second, someone kisses, he's always got his arms. He doesn't know where to put himself. He's awkward. He's an awkward person. Whereas he's sat there embracing it, and maybe that's just his particular incarnation. He's a little bit more open to that. But then that's just not really what the Doctor is it? There's a difference between having stories that are, again, they tread fine line. And again, I don't mind you having them. Some people say absolutely no, absolutely gone. I mean, and again, that's fine because we had classics. We had Classic Who, where it never really happened. I think in the Aztecs, there was a woman that slightly liked the Doctor, and he didn't really catch on to it until the end. And then you saw his face. It was like, oh God, no. But yeah, and that was it. There was never any mention of that in Classic Who. But as soon as we get the TV movie, well, it opened the floodgates, didn't it? And do I believe the Doctor to be asexual? Well, also we know he's had a family at some point, so we know he's had sex at some point, or if that's the established way it happens. Again, if you read some of the Virgin New comic, Virgin New Adventures or whatever, in the extended lore, that it's said that they grow Time Lords in like looms and stuff instead of like natural conceptual birth. But anyway, apart from that, if we're led to believe that the Doctor's had a family of his own, then he's probably engaged in it at some point. But in terms of the show and in terms of the episodes that we've watched, we've never seen the Doctor to be depicted as a very sexual character. This episode completely, again, like Matt says, it's almost as if Russell is sat there thinking, right, well, hang on, Chibnall did that one. Chibnall did that one. Oh, I did that one. Oh, what else can we do? What else? What are these like little essential rules? If we were to ask someone on the street, oh, you know Doctor Who, don't you? Yeah, I know Doctor Who. Oh, I haven't watched it for a few years. I dropped off after Capaldi joined. All right. Well, how would you describe the character of the Doctor? I don't know. He's a time off in the planet Gallifrey, is it? No, he's not anymore. He's not. No, he's not. He's not from there. Oh, isn't he? Oh, okay. Well, he's a very interesting character, isn't he? Because he doesn't usually do. No, he does romance now. Yeah. I knew what you were going to say. I said it before you even said it. He does romance now. Yeah, that's funny. Oh, so he's not from Gallifrey anymore, and he's now lovey-dovey. Is he all loved up now? Yeah, that's funny because that doesn't seem like the Doctor I remember. But yeah, that little one-way, a two conversation with myself, that explains it. Again, it's almost every little change, and again, if you'd have told me before the episode came out that Richard E. Grant's Scream of the Shulker Doctor would be canon somehow, it just makes sense because he can't be a pre-Hartnell Doctor because he calls himself the Doctor, and again, like as a TARDIS. But the Fugitive Doctor, that's why it doesn't work. You can't be pre-Hartnell because how would you have the TARDIS then? You can't be.
He's just added a Doctor.
It's why is he sat there and thought of that? Why is Russell sat there and thought, let's put Richard E. Grant? Fair enough, you can have your Fugitive Doctor there. We've seen it on the show. And notice how they jumbled up the order that the Doctor's appeared in to sort of deliberately avoid putting her Fugitive Doctor before William Hartnell, because you just know that would be giving us ammunition, because then we would go and then say, why have you put her before him? You're confirming that whole debate about whether she was pre-Hartnell or after. So notice how they jumbled up the order just to mess it up so you didn't quite know. Very clever. Well done, RTD. Get you a gold sticker. So yeah, and again, I can't think why he sat there and thought, oh well, we've got the lineup going past here. Let's just put the Richard E. Grant Doctor because why? Because it opens up the canon a little bit. But why? What was the point? There's no logic. He just done it there for a new thing. He's even said this himself. All these controversial things that fans get in uproar about. He loves it. It's weird. It's like, why would you do that? You want people to be annoyed because in your eyes, oh well, as long as the people are annoyed, that's engagement, and that's no bad publicity is whatever that phrase is. But it's not good. That's just a weird thinking. You want to go around and piss off your own fans just so you can say, oh, well, we've got a bit of attention on the show. Because if that's your
but that's what they do nowadays. It's not about writing good stories.
Weird. So if everything was good then, so he doesn't want things to be good. So instead of it being praised, which I'm sure is a good kind of traction you want to create traction because you've got nothing else. So you just think, well, I'll break something because that'll cause some tears, won't it? It's very weird thinking. I don't know why you'd want that. I mean, as an episode in general, on a whole, I dare say I preferred it to Dot and Bubble. But again, a massive part of it is this romance because that is the centre thing. I thought the villains were pathetic. Again, cosplaying the world to death. I mean, I get it that not every single villain. I want to destroy the universe because that's a bit of a cliche. It's a bit of a trope that people in movies and TV say, okay, once you've destroyed the universe, then what are you gonna do? It's a bit of a thing. Is a thing. So I get it. So there's all this. So you don't want to have every single villain have the exact same agenda, wanting to destroy everything. But then, so you can either go too far in that way, but then you can not go far enough. Because, I mean, cosplaying the world to death, they're just sort of like they were remotely interesting at the beginning. Because at the start, you just got them going around becoming people, and you didn't quite know what the motive was. At that point, it's interesting. Then you feel, and then like when she bursts in and starts speaking French. It says, it's going to be a wedding, and then she sort of drops the accent, and she goes, "Oh, come now, love. It's going to be a wedding without a vicar," and like she starts talking like a common person, which I think is a bit weird for an alien, especially if you're trying to be intimidating. And it's a common thing that
actress is a good actress.
Yes, she is.
That actress is a good actress, and she was being shocking in that ending bit of the episode.
Yeah, and again, a reason I bring that up because it also points to what Charlotte, I think, and I have been saying as well. These villains that they've had, there's not been many monsters, but these few villains that they've decided to bring in, like the Snot Monster. Again, when you see them screaming and running in dark corridors and you see the camera footage, I'd imagine a young kid watching that would find that quite scary. I saw that and thought, it's quite a creepy scene. And then when you find out again, it's just made up snot. It loses its fear factor. And then again in 73 Yards, when you see the woman, at first she's quite creepy. Now I suppose this is unavoidable. It can't be helped because naturally, I suppose from Millie's point of view, she would be a bit weirded out and creeped out at first. But then by the time you've aged up a decade or two, and it's still following you around, it probably wouldn't be scary anymore. But again, when they had the big montage of the music. That wasn't scary anymore. I thought it kind of teased like it was going to be that Welsh folklore on the cliffs or the fog and stuff. It looked great. And then it goes into this whole political bit, which is a whole different discussion, but then it just lost its fear factor. And then again, you have episodes like this, or even in the Slug one. Again, I remember saying that I wanted the Slugs to be there, to actually be there and have a good, strong presence. And when they were there, they weren't explained very well. So they weren't ruined because they were never good to start with. They were just sort of there, made somehow maybe in one little tiny line of dialogue that you might have missed. And then again, the same thing in this episode. You've got slightly interesting, why are they becoming different people? What's the motive? And Russell said in Only Saw he's got a thing for villains and stuff. He said, I've got a bit of a history for villains and like animal villains. He's got the pig people. Didn't he? He had the pig people. He had the fly people in the
cat
planet.
People.
He's had it. Say again?
The cat people, the nurses.
Cat people. Yeah, that was it. He mentioned them. I sat there and thought, I prefer the pig people to these creatures, the Chulda. I generally thought the pig people were more intimidating, more frightening, just because of how they were, because they moved in the sewers. They were quite. It was body horror. Imagine me turning into that. Like again, they were turning people into pig men. Pig people. Makes nice bacon.
Yeah, I'm glitching as well. There seems to be something going on with YouTube, guys. I'm glitching all over the place, and you keep disappearing off my screen.
Well,
And
Yeah,
all
I
of
know.
that.
Same
So
too.
what I'll do is, look, what I'll do is, I think we kind of fucking talked about everything that we need to talk about this episode. So I'll get you our ratings before, because I've got a funny feeling my computer is gonna go. It's been blinking this whole stream, and it froze a few minutes ago. So I don't know what's going on. As I said, YouTube has made me try verify my account before I came live, and I did, and now they're telling me to wait 6 hours for an email. So maybe that's what's affecting it. But we're gonna have to do the ratings because I can hardly hear what Cinnamon is saying now at this stage. So what we'll do is we'll get everybody to rate. So Queen Charlotte, start with you because your signal seems to be the best out of the whole lot of us. You and Matt. And Matt is in
Yeah.
Australia, so that's fucking just goes to show you about the internet is here.
Yeah, so like I said, the little bits I did like, but they were really overshadowed by so many of the other issues. Jonathan Groff's acting. I like the idea of these aliens. I agree with Cinnamon. Once the reveal of what they actually were and the acting, especially, got to like proper hammy level again, I was like, right, you sort of ruined these that I thought were a good idea at the beginning. I said my issues once again. Doctor being written like an idiot / this lustful character that just sees a good-looking bloke and he's like, right, I'm going to drop everything. I'm going to forget about my companion. I'm going to walk into traps like an idiot. I'm going to just sort of aimlessly wander around the episode, not even do a lot in the episode, really, just sort of be there to say he's handsome every 5 minutes. Nothing with the Bridgerton backdrop. At least if you're going to so clearly be aping something or saying wink wink, we know this is a Bridgerton theme episode, do something with it. It's lazy. And that's been an issue throughout this whole series of lazy and really like bare minimum sort of writing, sorry. And this felt incredibly lazy. And there were so many moments when I just wanted to turn this off. Like, I've not been in that mode for any episode. There's been episodes, this one and Devil's Called and Space Babies are probably the 3 now, that I watched the whole thing, and in multiple bits, I was just like, oh, I could be doing so many other things right now. I could be watching other things. I could be doing other things. Like, this episode was so irritating to me in so many different levels. Like I said, writing, acting, politics. So I'll give this a 2 out of 10.
Okay, Matt.
Well, as you know, I thought Space Babies was awful, and I think I gave that a 2. And I never ever wanted to go lower than that, but I'm giving it a 0. This is it for me. This is the final nail as far as I'm concerned. In what has been shaky ground for the last 6-7 years. And this is I'm done. I'm not watching it anymore. I'm watching the last 2 episodes, so I shouldn't say that, but beyond season 1, it's over. I've invested enough of my time in this. Like, I'm with Charlotte. I really wanted to turn this off. Shooty doesn't work for the Doctor. If he cries once more, I'll just slap him. How many times did he cry in this episode?
Yeah.
I think it was 3 times.
2-3 times.
And yeah, and I'm not going to rewatch it to find out. And I'm not going to rewatch any of this season. It's just tragic. What they've done is everything that the naysayers said was going to happen happened, and it's just, I mean, like I said, how much more damage can you do? They don't, and the sad thing is they don't think they're damaging this, but they have majorly damaged it to the point of no return. And so it's a 0 from me. No, it's I'm done. I'm done, mate. I'm done.
Right. Well, the score that's going to be interesting is going to be Cinnamon's, because Cinnamon, as he's openly admitted, has been the one that's been mostly enthusiastic and positive about this series. But I think by looking at Matt's face, by listening to what Charlotte has said, and indeed what Cinnamon has said, it seems like this episode in particular to you, to Charlotte and Cinnamon in particular, I think this one has broken you a little bit. Would that be fair to say?
I was shocked at the level, yeah.
Like I say, I felt let down because I've been a big supporter of Shooty. Obviously, you know, I think it's not something on him. He didn't write the episode. It's more. I just thought his performance was good. I just thought I didn't like the way his character was in this episode. He seemed just way too over the top.
Yeah.
Where he always seemed at least a bit more. Again, even I noticed it. I just think, and so I wanted to say, you don't forget about the kiss with Astrid Death. That was as well. But even then, you know, that wasn't some sort of deep love for her. It was more, you know, she was dead. She was about to float off across the universe. Again, more of a goodbye kiss. And as well there with Elizabeth in the 50th. Again, you saw it more awkward than that. So there you go. There's a few more examples for you.
So you're rating?
I think I give a 3 for Dot and Bubble, I think. So
that was your lowest, if I remember.
I think I was going to give this one a 4 because I did like it slightly better. But I mean, the fact that like, if I can't even look past like the romance because it's too big. If you take that out of it, you never really got an episode. So I don't know. I'll probably have to give it about 3 as well. It's, you know,
yeah.
I would.
I think everybody's being fair. Anyway, we'll do channel shout-outs. We're not going to pander too long or dwell too long with these because what's going to happen again is we're all coming back at the end of the season anyway to do that big panel. So we'll get into more greater detail because when everybody's had time and the show was settled down and it's been off the air for a week or two, we'll all come back then. We'll do the big panel and then we'll get into more detail about the things that were really wrong with this, and then the things that we did like, because let's be honest, okay, most of the episodes for me anyway being a shit show, but within that shit show there has been some good elements, so we will highlight some of the good elements, but I'm pretty sure that panel will be mostly about how bad it was, unfortunately. So don't worry, we will be obviously we will be doing a end of the season review with all the panelists, and if there's any other guys out there that wants to join us, you're more than welcome. But we'll do channel shout outs now, and we'll start with Queen Charlotte.
Yep, so you'll catch me and Matt on Type 40 Live tomorrow. We are going over the Russell interviews that have come out in the last couple of days and him talking about ratings, and probably I would not be surprised if his comments about the future don't get brought up as well of Doctor Who. We will also be talking about the historically low consolidated of Dot and Bubble and sort of our predictions probably and what we think is going to happen. A bit about the finale as well. We usually preview a little bit of the next episode, what we think it could be, especially with it being the finale. And then the usual nostalgia and rubbish and fun we usually do. So you catch us. Oh, and actually, Dan, for the finale on both Saturdays coming up, he's going to be doing a stream with me, him and John straight afterwards or pretty soon afterwards the episode. So catch on the night, actually, some live reviews this Saturday and next Saturday.
Fantastic. Matt.
Yeah, so I have a YouTube channel. I am working on some videos for that right now. And you can check it out at Matt Pot. That's the name of the channel. And yeah, I'm actually going away next week, so I'll be uploading a lot of video footage and that of where I'll be going and all that sort of thing. So keep an eye out for that. I'm also on Type 40, but I won't be on there for for at least the next month, for the rest of the month. So I may have to skip out on a couple of these episodes of Doctor Who. Oh, woe is me! But until a later time. So. Oh no, I'm crushed. So yeah, I'm in no hurry. But yeah, I may be able to return for the finale if you'll have me, Noel. So
Sure,
yeah,
even if we
yeah,
don't, you can come on any of them. You can do the season review. If you can't make that one, even the last one, you can do the season review, and you can talk about the 2 episodes, the season finale. Then when you come on, whenever you're available, I'll just let me know when you're back, and I'll send you the email like I do. Yeah.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Not
So
a
yeah,
bother.
thank you, Noel.
No problem. And we'll leave you with Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'll do my shout outs now in a minute, but I'll give you Cinnamon Toast.
Oh yeah, if you want to hear more from me, then you can follow on that handle there, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, on both YouTube and X. I've got a few things I've been meaning to get round to doing, but just haven't got round to doing them yet. So, you know, I mean, even my own reviews of this season, I was planning on doing as the episodes came out, but then I missed 1 or 2, and then the next thing you know, I missed all that. So I eventually have to do, I'll do a deep dive on each individual episode when I can muster the strength. Some of them I will enjoy, but ones like this probably not. But yeah, if you want to, be on the lookout for that, then yeah, follow me on my channel.
Fantastic. And as you know, I'm here. Obviously, the content on here hasn't been, the volume hasn't been as much as it has been over the last few months. Obviously, you've been dealing with the local and European elections. It's very there's a lot happening here. So, the way I'm going to really do it is we'll do the streams that we've set up and guaranteed, which is the Wednesday streams, and then the streams on Friday that we normally do. Now I don't know what's happening there yet at the moment because there's a few people out sick and all of that. And I had plans for other fucking streams, but I'll probably be back tomorrow. I'm not going to say I will be, but because as I said, it's mad over here at the moment. I've organised my first rally in this country, so we're going down to Clonmel. So if you haven't supported me on the Irish Zone, please do. If you're Irish and you're listening, we're going down to Clonmel on the 30th of June at 3 p.m. We're meeting up to support locals there who are in need of our help. So I'm waiting on the other nationalists to come up with a date and a plan for a rally. I've organised one myself, so we'll be down in Clonmel in Tipperary on the 30th of June. So come and join me there on the Irish Zone. That's my other channel. You can follow me on the Noel Zone on X, and here, of course, on YouTube. Also, as well, bit of news for all you guys that have to.
YouTube loves Noel tonight.
Let him catch up.
Yeah, it's like.
Told you, didn't I? This has been happening all night. Anyway, if you have the basic package on StreamYard, you will not be, from now on, you not be able to stream on Facebook. I'm pretty sure Elon Musk and X will be looking at that, and they'll probably follow suit. So StreamYard is going to actually become a little bit redundant for people that use the basic package, and obviously it'll do good for StreamYard as well, because then they'll have more paid customers, I suppose. But it's forcing the issue. So I just thought I'd let you know, because a lot of you do use StreamYard. You might need to go and start looking for other alternatives, but I'm pretty sure StreamYard's going to do it. Restream and all of those other places will also follow suit, because they all kind of, even though they're rivals, they all kind of follow the same business model. But I'm going to go now before this stream completely goes absolutely haywire, because I'm getting feedback and all now. This is weird. Anyway, good night. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay safe and look after yourselves as usual. And to Clobbering Times and his family.
Yeah.
As I said, Mike, we're all rooting for you, mate. Get well soon. Love and prayers. And to his family, we're thinking of all you and friends at this difficult time. He's a good man. He's always been nice to me. It was a bit of a shock. I've been so distracted here that I didn't find out till the next day that it happened. So that kind of annoyed me because I've been busy on the other channel to get the election results out and all of that. So it was a bit of a shock. But as I said, the good news is apparently he has woke up and stuff like that. So that's good news. But as soon as I'm able to verify this account again, I will put the link. The family have put a GoFundMe up because some medical care, medical bill, financial help as they can. So I'll put that GoFundMe up as soon as I can. But until I'm going to spin again. So I'm going to leave it there. Good night, folks. Have a good evening. I hope you enjoyed this and all the other streams. And we'll be back for the finale anyway, which I'm not really looking forward to. But, you know, bring it on. As Matt says, you know, bring it on anyway. We'll get these two done. And then I'm seriously, I'll continue the channel, right? I'll probably just go back and watch New Who episodes and review New Who episodes and Classic Who episodes from now on, moving forward, and doing other stuff. If I decide not to watch the second season, it'll depend actually really for me, the finale, how bad the finale is. And if he does that and that, look, the kiss is bad enough and the other stuff that he's done is bad enough. But if there's supposed to be some horrible things to come, I've been told that the finale is going to upset a lot of fans. And as someone said on the panel there, he seems to get a kick out of upsetting us. So there is more and worse to come. So prepare yourself, buckle in. We'll see what happens anyway. Good night. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Back off now.
Bye.
Go watch some Doctor Who, proper Doctor Who.
I thought the trailers wouldn't be fun.
We're still live.
Oh, I know.